Right, so welcome back. This is the first wash after the detail series on the Tesla. So really excited to see how these products perform.
What I'm hoping is when we come to dry the car that you can just blow the water off.
Oh, it's been a nightmare doing the first 2 washes on this car, trying to maintain it before we got to the detail series.
I mean, it's really sunny today, so probably actually all that water is just going to evaporate off anyway.
Yeah, it may do. We've got a bit of shade here, but it's what are we? 27 degrees right now, 6 o'clock at night.
What do you reckon about the new venue?
The new venue?
Yeah,
it's good. It's
new
good.
venue.
I don't mind it. It's our first wash in this driveway.
You think it's quite cute?
Yeah, it's a good little setup.
Quite cute here.
Come and park sideways, get a bit of shade. But what I'm disappointed about is the fact that we don't have the opposite ends of the day for the sunlight.
It'd be nice to bank both days, right?
It'd be nice to be able to do like a morning or a before lunch wash.
Yeah.
But the way that both our houses are oriented, it's either venue for the afternoon wash.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen one of our wash and talk videos before, today is going to be a bit similar to that. We move the camera around. It's probably going to be a long one, and we're just going to talk about a few topics, including the I guess how we found the detail series. So as always, start with our wheels.
You're not going to put foam brake buster on the wheels this time though, why?
No. So look, it's been probably about 3 weeks since the detail, obviously in between washes, and these wheels are so clean.
Well, you don't generate any brake dust, right?
You don't, because of the fact you're not touching the brakes in the Tesla very often. There's just no brake dust on there, so what is on there is just a bit of road grime. I mean that.
Yeah.
I'd have that in 5 minutes of driving a normal car, right? So no brake buster. We've got Foam Cannon over here. It's got our Hyper Wash in it. Trying to get through the Hyper Wash so we can move to bigger and better soaps. This is our first time using the wheel coating on here as well, Deluxe and Gliss, so this will probably be quite interesting to see how this performs as well. Over to you. Probably won't do much, but we'll just add some brake buster to it. A bit of brake buster too.
Yeah, sure.
Won't do a whole lot sitting on top of the soap, but you know. So to be honest, that was one of the least stressed I've been during a detail series.
It's because we're getting better at being organised.
We are. And we didn't give ourselves as much time as we normally would in the past either. What did we do? We did 2 days off work plus the weekend, but we pretty much didn't have to do anything on the Sunday. So it was like a 3-day detail.
There's a couple of things that we haven't considered, right? Is that brand new car?
Yep.
So the paint's good.
Yep. So you can one-step it.
Car doesn't have a roof.
Yep.
This isn't a large vehicle. So when you remove all those factors, then yeah, of course it's going to be a lot easier, right?
Yeah. So I mean, we did this start to finish in the matter of 3 days, I reckon.
And bearing in mind, we didn't do the wheels as part of that time.
No.
And we didn't do interior.
No.
And we didn't do an engine bay.
No. So
you're probably, like all things considered, you're probably doing half the amount of work as what we've usually done before.
Yeah, because I think what we talked about last time, our last detail series was the blue WRX, and we allowed ourselves probably 5 days for that, didn't we? And we still felt like we were really pushing ourselves.
Yeah, I also think now that we know what we're doing a little bit more as well, that also helps. So a little bit more experience, we've got a little bit more organisation, and we did less work, so
yeah,
that equals well, a much better process, right? Yeah.
If we were two-stepping, I would have wanted another day up our sleeves, because the polishing aspect of this took a whole day. And then the wheels, we did that in half a day. So if you were two-stepping and doing wheels, not including the interior, I think you want to allow probably 5 days to be safe, to do it properly, right?
Yeah, I think it's good to think how long it's going to take you and then maybe give yourself another day.
Yeah, hence kind of why we gave ourselves that Sunday as well, right? Just in case anything goes wrong or it doesn't quite go to plan.
Or you find that actually you're doing something that's taking you a little bit longer than you'd expected, right?
Yep. What do you think so far, just the feel of these wheels with that coating?
I don't think it's a good comparison because you're not dealing with any brake dust.
No.
So you could have any type of coating on here and I don't think you'd know.
So we probably won't know until we get a coating like that on maybe the other car, right? The MG?
Yeah.
That'll probably be a good test because the brake dust on that thing, I don't know if you've seen it, but the build-up's terrible. So easy to clean those. way easier than the old STI. Water beading's pretty good, as it should be, brand new coating.
Yeah, I just haven't done the rubber. Slick on there. I can see that water behaviour just pooling in the barrel there.
Yeah, the oh, you're right down there, eh? That's probably a
and
really
you can
good
see it. You can
sign
see it running. Well, I don't know if you can on camera, but you can see it running down, and it just looks.
Yeah,
it looks. But mind you, that's got a nice coating in the barrel of that wheel too.
So you know a mistake.
It almost looks like Teflon.
You're right.
You know when water sort of goes on like a Teflon pan or something like that, and it has that sort of slick appearance when the water slides down it. That's what that looks like.
Something that I realised on these too, so we did 1 coat of CarPro Deluxe and 2 coats of CarPro Gliss on here. When I had a look at the instructions and what people seem to do with those 2 products, 2 coats Deluxe, 1 coat Gliss.
Right, so is Deluxe layerable then?
CarPro seem to think it is. There's the instructions. So we've kind of broken the mould there, right? Done something a little bit different.
Yeah, we've only done one on there. So I wonder if it's either layerable or they say that, well, basically if we put 2, that means that you're going to potentially get where maybe you might have missed.
Yeah, I wonder, right? So it's kind of like the paint coating.
Yeah, with EXO.
With EXO,
yeah.
You can't necessarily layer it, but you're doing it to make sure you don't miss any patches. So look, I think that what we do is, obviously, we've done these that way, right? 1 coat Deluxe, 2 coats Gliss. When we do the next car, we'll flip it.
And to see how we get it.
To be honest, 2 coats is probably the way. We had enough product left over, we could have stretched it.
Yeah.
So just
especially when you're using that specifically for wheels.
Yep.
You're not using the paint coating. You're not using the paint coating to also do the wheel, so yeah, you could stretch that bottle to get 2 of each.
Yeah, so interesting little side note there.
Anyway, how's your brake buster going?
How's my brake buster going?
Yeah. Your full bottle of brake buster.
Yeah, I think I got your bottle, eh?
How's your full bottle of brake buster going with a nice sprayer on it? Because at the moment I have an empty bottle of brake buster,
yeah,
with a busted sprayer and no sprayer tube.
Oh, it's the way the cookie crumbles.
How's that going for you? You enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm quite enjoying having my full bottle. I might top up my gallon with it, and then I'll send it back. I did get it home, and I thought this is
So I'm happy for you to have a whole bottle of brake buster, but can I have like my good sprayer back?
Yeah, I'm sure I can come to that agreement. That's fine.
I'm such a nice guy, eh? Such a nice guy. Because you said that you're gonna top up my brake buster even more than it's already topped up. But that's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I'll eventually buy a brake buster again.
I'm such a nice guy.
We need to do a really big restock of detailing products. Well, I don't know about you, but I do.
Yeah,
I need brake buster.
I need everything.
I need wash. I need Bead Maker soon. I'd really like to.
Oh no, I've got full. I just need some more Pearl.
Yeah.
And I need brake buster.
Well, I ran out of Eraser, Tarex, Iron Extra in the detail series as well. So we're staring down the barrel of a bit of online shopping.
Yeah. Woo. We're only good at shopping. Slow enough, sir.
Oh, oh no,
oh no. Ready for a shave.
Was that on purpose?
No, it was by accident. What happened is I was turning this around and you...
And you got me.
Turn around on the side. So what happened? You were nearly down there and I flipped the hose around and accidentally triggered it and yeah.
Oh, I need to go clean up. I'll be back soon.
Looking hot.
Catch you soon. Omni Garage. Alright, time to wash. So yeah, all in all, a very, you know, I found it quite therapeutic, this detail series. You did a really good job of being Garage Manager too, which certainly made...
for lunch, I think you got to be organised. You got to be organised, you got to take breaks. And I mean, if this is your passion, then shit, you got to stop and enjoy it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we planned out our time way better this time. We made sure that we stopped, you know, went and got some lunch, had some morning tea breaks, just took our time. And I think the key is as well, because we're taking time off work to do it. Last time we just wanted to smash through it, but this time we finished up 5 o'clock, 5:30, and that was it for the day, right? We didn't burn ourselves out.
Last time we were going deep into the night, which also isn't healthy either.
No, it's not. I think you lose your enjoyment, right, as soon as you start to get to a point where you're trying to push through to get to a certain point. We kind of hit a point in the day, you know, a logical finish point, and that was really it. Do you think for this car, if we were doing this again, do you think you can get away with just the one polisher, the two that we used, or do you think you really should have all three?
I think you need to have all three.
Yeah.
You need to have all three.
I thought that we were going to be able to do way more on this car with the 3-inch.
And I think we talk about this a lot, right? That, you know, having one of each, yeah, it's nice, but I still think you need, if you're doing it with two people, I still think you need 2 of the 3 inches.
Yeah, there was a lot of sections on this car that needed the 3-inch polisher. I thought we were going to be able to use a 5-inch for way more, that big machine, but
no.
The contours of these panels, you can pretty much go from here to here. You can do a little bit on here, but there's a lot of tight angles on here that you can't get to, right? I think that nano would have been really nice to have.
Yeah. I think even having with the little extension that they brought out for the nano would be really nice. It just helps to lift the polisher away from the paint a little bit more.
Yeah, which is quite versatile, right? Because I think if I was going for a nano, I'd probably do the long neck version.
Yep, and get the extension.
I don't think you need a short and a long. I mean, we don't have either at the moment. Our polishers have come courtesy of Wyatt Machine Tools here in New Zealand, and they've been really helpful with, I guess, our detailing journey to date. But I think we need to probably pony up, right, and get ourselves a nano at some point.
Yeah.
Where are we going? A little further out.
But I mean, there's something said to be correcting a car that's already brand new, you know?
Yeah.
That definitely makes easy work of it.
And then driving around in this car for a couple of weeks now as well, initial thoughts of the glass coating, it's not...
Well, we can both talk about that because I've got it on my car too.
You do, yeah, you've got it on yours. You've had it on yours for probably, what, a couple of weeks longer than what we've had it on here for?
Yeah, and I guess... So other than the application process, which is neither here nor there, I think any glass coating has got similar application.
Yeah.
It's more about the functionality for me. So water beads at like 60 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
With a decent amount of rain already on the windscreen. I would like to see more behaviour, I think.
Have we done this?
Yes.
Okay. Back of the car?
No.
Yeah, look, I think that if you've got heavy raindrops, it probably starts to work at about 55 to 60, but if it's just light rain, you're having to go like 70, 75 before you get any action out of it.
Yeah, and I mean, any raindrops higher than that, with nothing on the windscreen, still going to fly off.
Yeah.
So for me, I want something that's really going to work at low speeds, because that's when you're driving around town, that's when you have that little drizzle on the glass.
Yep.
And that's when you're going to be using your wipers the most.
And look, one of the interesting things as well is your Gtechniq window coating that we used before this Car Pro one, window juddering was terrible, wasn't it?
So it didn't matter if there was heaps of water, it didn't matter if there was no water, I just got this judder. It was just like grrr, 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 the whole time. Super frustrating.
And that was for the length of the time that product was on the car.
As time went on, and I'm talking 6 months on, it kind of reduced a little bit, but still there.
It was pretty bad.
But let me tell you, the water behaviour is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Gtechniq, hands down, water was fantastic. Yeah.
And I've still got Gtech on my side windows, but not on the front, and so it's still really good. However, it doesn't work well with Beadmaker, and in fact, Gtechniq works worse with Beadmaker than this Fly-by-30 does.
Yeah, it does. I mean, Fly-by-30 doesn't work great with Beadmaker, but it's workable, right? You don't have to move to a glass cleaner for your glass on the outside.
Yeah, you do have to work with it, and you do have to buff it a little bit.
But look, one of the things that I did find is that I had juddering, which drove me nuts, and I thought, no, we're not having this problem. Initially. It did go away, probably took a week and a couple of cycles of rain. So it must have just been the...
Well, I had no juddering, and I had 3 coatings of, what's the CarPro version?
Reload.
Reload.
I had 1 coat of Reload, so I think that was probably the issue.
If you're going to use it, I think you want to put lots of Reload on your wiper blades. So I think that will help you out.
Yeah, I'd like to try put Beadmaker on there now as like a maintenance piece, but I think I'm going to leave it alone for at least a couple of washes just to try and get a really true reflection of that glass coating.
Yeah, right.
The way that it's been advertised. We're all done?
Yeah, so we're sort of at, like, we've made a step forward a little bit. We've sort of worked out that this one is okay and probably workable, but I would like to try another couple. Yeah. Because I think there's better out there still.
Yeah, I think probably the next one that we'll try and get our hands on is a PNS.
Is it View?
View, PNS. It's a quite pricey product to get here in New Zealand, but you do get a big bottle for the price.
Yeah. Got to keep chasing. And I mean, if this turns out to be the one, then you're getting sort of mediocre of everything, aren't you really?
Well, you're getting really cheap on cost.
Yeah.
So cost is great. Accessibility here in New Zealand is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, mediocre. Worse than the Gtechniq on the water beading.
Yeah.
Application process I think is pretty easy. Yeah. Way easier than something like Wolf's. Wolf's you're working in little circles. Yeah. Actually Gtechniq you work in little circles too.
And it's sort of okay with the Beadmaker drying aid. So yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say go out and buy this.
No.
I'd say let's just sit back and wait, and we'll give you the feedback when we go ahead and do it, right?
And I think it's too early, to be honest, to make judgment on the wheel coating as well. I think I'd really like to get those products, given it's the first time I've used it as well, on a car that has the, normal brakes that you're using all the time. I don't think we can pass judgment on it, apart from saying it's really slick to start with.
Yeah.
So nice to get to play with a few different products on this series.
Let's give it a rinse down.
This is what I'm looking forward to. First dry of the car after the ceramic coating. It's always really interesting to see what results you get, because I think this is where it saves the most time, having a ceramic, right?
And also prevents you from rubbing down on the car, drying it a lot of the time.
Yeah, even though we're going to do that with Beadmaker, it's one less thing that we're going to do here, and we've dried this car with Beadmaker alone, and it is hard. I might get Glenn to hand hold the camera and I'll show you what it looks like across the hood trying to get this water off. Same with the glass on the top.
Well, it's doing it just as it should, right?
Exactly. It's fantastic.
The water should just... And that's because it's got that high contact angle, right?
Yep.
Those 2 coatings that we use got really high contact angle as well as the glass coating. So you should expect that water should just breeze off.
This to me is the reason you ceramic coat your car. Obviously there's a whole lot more to ceramic coating, but for me, where I really appreciate it is when it gets to dry in the car. Just being able to do this and know that if I didn't want to put a topper on this, if I didn't want to do Beadmaker or a spray wax or something on top, I could just blow it off like this and not have to rub on the paint.
But you want some close-ups.
We'll bring the camera over, we'll show you what it looks like coming off the roof, and then same with the hood. So now the detail series done, pretty much the end of the year, think the next video up on the channel is going to be our 2021 bloopers.
Oh, yeah. That's our thing, eh?
Yep.
Every New Year?
New Year's.
Which is the
video.
Anniversary of the channel, anniversary of Omni Garage.
Yep.
Bloopers.
Get a blooper video. So I think the blooper reel at the moment is looking like about 10 minutes long.
Am I just going to spray the whole car with Bead Maker, or should we actually wipe some of it off?
Yeah, we should wipe some off. Do I get some on my window or no?
No, I've done this corner here and I'm going to do this half.
Okay. Oh, you sprayed half the hood too, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't really paying
Did
attention.
I even spray it up here? Can you spray some up here?
Yeah, you didn't spray up there. What are you doing?
Dry wiping.
It's all good. It's a glass roof. Taking it with the wind. Bead Maker the neighbours.
I think it just evaporated actually.
Yeah. That is still quite warm. So yeah, detail series obviously done. So we've got that blooper video coming on the 31st. Stay tuned for that. I can promise you'll have a couple of laughs in there.
Yeah, especially if you follow the channel regularly. You go, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, oh yeah, these guys make lots of mistakes.
Yeah.
This is definitely doesn't come naturally, right?
No. Just thinking out loud here as well, when you're using Bead Maker on this flyby 30, you have to
buff a little bit more than you would like to.
Yeah, it's not like using Bead Maker on wolves. At least you can use it. That Gtechniq, it was just unusable. You couldn't put it on there. But yeah, you have to really buff this out. But yeah, so what have we got coming up? What's next? No detail series for a while, I don't think. We do need to do one on the MG, which is parked just off camera there, but it's too hot.
It is too hot for this time of year. We need to do it just end of winter.
Yeah, maybe we could do it. It'd have to be like end of March, April. Unless you're working in air conditioning, it's just not going to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
So,
we're off to next week. Well, not next week, the week after.
Yeah, we're finally able to get back into Auckland, aren't we? Woo. Which is pretty. It's Auckland, and they've been in lockdown for months and months and months, which is a problem to us because we've been wanting to go to a specific tint shop, tint lab.
Tint lab in Auckland, yep.
Yep, and we haven't been able to get there.
Cars in to get tints.
Yeah, we have. So I'm really excited to get tints on here. This just feels like a fishbowl. And you're pretty excited too, not so much for the look, right, but for the heat.
Yeah, because my car basically spends all its time daily driving, so you know, spends a lot of time outside while I'm at work in the elements.
Yep.
Summer, and it's just too hot. Hey, my dash is getting real melty and pretty awful.
So it should be quite nice to come back to your car in the afternoon once you finish
something
work
with
for the
some
day.
real nice heat rejection.
Yep.
And yeah, cool. As a bonus, you get the look that's meant to, you know,
Yep.
what everyone's really interested in. But I'm just interested in actually preserving
Your interior.
the antique.
It's an antique now, isn't it? You're going on not 20 years yet, but it's an old girl, isn't it? It's an old girl.
Old girl.
So yeah, we're heading up there. So what do we reckon? Probably about 3.5 hour drive up there at the time of the day that we're going in the morning.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be leaving Auckland though, not coming.
No, people are going to be going into Auckland. It's a work day. It's Monday.
Yeah, there will be. So we're going to leave here 5 a.m. Try and get there, you know, somewhere between 8 and 8:30. Tesla's up first, so it can cure in the afternoon because obviously the windows, there's no way to stop them from going down when you open a door, which isn't great when you've got tint curing. So we'll cruise around in the Subaru in the morning, and then we'll be on our feet in the afternoon, I think. We're sitting in a waiting room.
We'll be on Huawei Express.
Yep. And I'm just throwing it out there now. I feel like there's a chance we're doing an overnighter.
No,
there is a possibility.
There's not.
Yeah. I don't reckon he's going to get through all of the tint that we want done in one day.
Nah, he will.
Yeah?
Yep.
Seth, if you're watching this video, we've already been, you'll know the answer. Will we be back?
He'll get it done.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Confidence in Seth.
Well, I'll tell you what, if your car's the one that's taking too long,
yeah,
I'll just tell him to stop yours and do mine so I can get out of there.
I'm going to get back to work for the next morning, you know. You're on holiday, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, I am.
So you can do an overnighter. Where are you going to sleep, though? Sleep in your car? You'll be able to sleep in your car because you won't have started your tint yet, you know. I think we learned something else today, right? With our detailing accessories and equipment on the
well, as of late, it's been around at my place, right, which is smooth concrete.
Yep. Where is it? Where's the rig?
The rig's up there.
Oh, better bring it into shot.
So this is not smooth at all. This is actually quite raised.
Well, it's exposed aggregate, right?
Yeah, and it's quite rough on your feet.
But this here, this has been a lifesaver. Cheap stool on your driveway has been great for when you're doing wheels or.
Well, give us a demo.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be much of a demo.
It's not really a demo, is it?
Because what we've learnt today is on exposed aggregate, you're gonna hate that. This is not the.
But also, what you're gonna hate is that when you've got bucket dollies,
they're not going to roll either.
It's going to be the same.
So you're going to need some really big rubber
casters,
and I still think then it's still not going to be a great experience.
So if you're building a house and you're into detailing, I reckon you go probably smooth.
Yeah, and that's the issue because
you have to get a choice.
We're about to start building a house, and exposed aggregate is going to match the rest of the driveway that's there. So got some choices to make on that, right? You either match and look nice, or you don't match and you have an enjoyable driveway that you can skate on and use your chair on and use your bucket dollies on. So decision will need to be made there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sucks for you.
It does.
Because guess what? I got the perfect solution.
Yeah. Smooth driveway.
Smooth driveway.
No worries. Just in here, man. Mr. Little Spot. Oh, you're still getting me.
Just chill, man.
Okay, yeah.
We'll just
admiring your work.
Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to do that last just to piss you off.
It's all good. Doesn't bother me. It does bother me.
Bothers you?
Yeah. So last step in our process, as always, a bit of tyre dressing. And these tyres, because of the heat, have dried really quickly as well. I'd normally pull it back into the garage, leave it for a while. I think you do the same, don't you? You come into the garage later in the evening, get the tyres all done.
Yeah, well, usually it's about tea time now, so usually I stop for dinner.
Yep.
And I mean, I've got all the water spots off everything I need to, and then I come back and I
finish the job.
Yeah.
Tidy up. Well, your stuff's already tidy up normally, isn't it? So
yeah, because I always do the detailed dishes halfway and at the end.
Yeah.
Whereas here, I'm not helping you with that. It's a mess.
Yeah. Final step, some obsessed garage tyre dressing. That nice blueberry smell.
Are you going to commit to putting Beadmaker on the rims?
No, not at the moment. And the reason being, I want to see just how this coating performs for a little while before I start introducing anything else. And to be honest, I have never really used any type of topper on the wheels before. It's been something that you do pretty.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I really enjoy putting Beadmaker on there. I reckon it just. I don't know.
Well, I know you've said in the past you feel like that you get anything that was remaining on the wheel, right?
So my wheels are quite harder to clean than that.
Yep.
And I also feel like you get the calipers a little bit better as well with getting the cloth in there. And I also think it's probably going to preserve the coating maybe just a little bit. And I add that little bit of gloss and shine, and I get a little bit of water behaviour, and I know it's a bit of a sacrificial layer on there, but I also feel maybe it just helps with a little bit of brake dust and road grime, just that little bit extra.
Yeah, I think you're right. You probably should, but I've never done it before, so I'm not going to start now, especially with the new coating on there. I want to test how it goes, but I mean, to be honest, I didn't do it on the STI wheels because they were just an absolute pain. Those wheels were so difficult, so there was no way I was going to do it there. It'd be really easy to do it on these wheels. I'll give it a few months. I just want to test this coating and see if it retains that. I just don't think it's a fair test. If I go and put the topper on this now and then tell you the water beading's really great, you need to give it a bit of a run. So that's a wrap on another wash and talk, first wash on the car, and another detail series in the bag.
Yeah, so I think we've kind of concluded how we felt, what worked well, what didn't, and where we're heading on the channel. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.
Yeah, next one's bloopers. Make sure you don't miss it.